I got a call from my dad that my Amma is very sick, and she's my paternal grandmother. I booked a flight, got my passport, and landed in Toronto. And I sort of expected to have a better sense of what was happening with my grandmother. Did she have days? Was it weeks? Was it months even? And so we asked to talk with the doctor. It's around 6 p.m. and they said, we couldn't. She died early that morning. We were there. We held her hand. We told her that we loved her. There was someone who kind of rushed in, hurried, and flatly announced, I'm just here to pronounce her. I don't know anything about her. And there was such a lack of compassion and empathy for the moment. I realized that I needed to gain some additional skills in how to best guide people through challenging situations. And so that's what led me to palliative care. Palliative care is specialized medical care for anyone with serious illness, with the goal of relieving symptoms and the suffering that's associated with that serious illness. And it's delivered by an interprofessional team. We have a physician, myself, a nurse, and a social worker, all trained in palliative care.
People with kidney disease deserve palliative care, it just wasn't as available for them. Fortunately, the leadership here at Northwest Kidney Centers decided to figure out how can we make this work. We have to make this work.
And so we started the first embedded palliative care program within a dialysis provider in 2017.
Palliative care is about treating the whole person, and the whole person involves not just who they are as an individual, but also to offer support to families.
Louis Shaw was a patient who we met here at the Kidney Center while he was on dialysis in 2018. He just loved talking about his kids. That was his favorite thing to talk about. He was facing a very, very short prognosis. Louis expressed that one of his top priorities was time with people who he loved, and so he would love to see his kids as much as possible. So we gathered at the facility he was living at, sat them all down together, and shared the information that we had so that everybody could be fully aware. Everybody talked together and decided that this was a time to come together as a family. A couple of them actually ended up getting a van that could hold a wheelchair. And so they came and got him and took him out on a couple of trips. Time went by and Louis actually started feeling better and better. And he had some amazing time that he didn't think he was going to have. As he did start to get more frail and more sick, then they were able to come back together and have conversations again as they were facing some different choices.
After Louis died, I spent time talking with Ian on the phone in follow-up for his grief process to reflect on how his dad meant so much in his life and the ways that he hoped to emulate his father, keeping him a part of his life in that way.
Palliative care is sharing in someone's hope, in learning what that hope is and finding out how we can be supportive to that hope. And it looks very different for each person, and it looks very different for the same person at different parts of their life. So we keep asking the question, what are you hoping for?